Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now.
This is about my limit for dancing.
Come on, Scooby-Doo, I see you.
I don't have many regrets in life, but the fact that I don't dance at all, that probably would be my only regret. Do you dance, Corporal? You don't at all?
I danced during my wedding.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
Me too, and it was pathetic. My dancing.
A wedding in the Marine Corps ball.
Wow. That's the Corporal. That's Drew Brees. I'm Corey Johnson. You're on the neutral ground. Yeah, not much of a dancer. I think I've told this story before. So, you know, I'm married and divorced. I was getting married, I guess it was like 2012, 10, 12 years ago. Leading up to the wedding, I was like, yeah, because my sorry ass cannot dance a lick, you know? I'm like, I'm going to go to this dance instructor so at least I can do the correct wedding dance with my future wife thing and not, you know, I'm going to screw it up regardless. Even with the lessons, it'll be just mediocre at best. We're not going for like, gosh, that Corey can dance. We're like, that Corey can survive. Anyway, so a buddy of mine's dad is a great dancer, like not just, you know, go out there, oh boy, that girl or guy can dance to the music, like they know dances, different dances, like goes to the Ritz-Carlton, Jeremy Davenport on Friday, Saturday nights and dances for like 4 or 5 hours. This dude's like 70 plus, might be 80 plus now. Just an incredible ballroom dancer, knows all the different dances. He dances with this dance instructor. So I go to this dance instructor, I don't know, it's like once a week for maybe like 8 or 10 weeks straight, trying to learn to dance. And literally, she's dancing with him, and I know him, and told, oh, the woman you dance with that, you know, can dance as well as you, the dance teacher, she's trying to teach me, you know, to dance for my wedding. You know, we're laughing about it, whatever. And then literally, he looks at me and goes, yeah, you know, she told me. And he laughs because he goes, she's been teaching dance for 30 plus years, literally has taught thousands of students. She said you are without a doubt the absolute worst student she ever had. Just terrible, couldn't catch on, couldn't figure it out, all of it. That's my dance story. And I'm sticking to it, by golly. I mean, isn't that great? She's like, wasn't joking, wasn't making fun, wasn't talking about me like in a derogatory way, like, I don't like Corey, let me say something bad. Just matter of fact, I've taught thousands of students, and that Corey guy, that friend of yours, he is the absolute worst student I've ever had dancing. Fantastic. Thank you. That made me feel good. Poor Donald Sutherland passes away. 88 years old, just fantastic actor. I'm watching all kind of video of him, scenes he's done, him in interviews. There's an interview, I think it's with Anderson Cooper, maybe in CNN like 3, 4, 5 years ago. And they were talking about just like, Sutherland brought up like, I'm not a face guy. I'm not like this good looking guy. And Anderson Cooper was like, you don't think you're good looking? And literally Donald Sutherland like was playing the part of his mother, but also couldn't help but get choked up and was teary eyed. He was like a kid, like 10, 12, 15 years old or something. He asked his mom, am I good looking? And he was like cocking his head, and she like hesitated to answer for a while and then looked at him like after like 5, 6, 7 seconds. And Sutherland's like acting her role, like looking at him and looking away and doing all this stuff, but he's tearing up. And she says, you have a distinctive look. And he said he went in his room and cried for like 2 days. And Anderson Cooper said, you still affected by that? And he said, of course not. It's only affected me for 65 plus years. That's what he said. So I was watching that. I was like, holy smokes, you know? Anyway, Donald Sutherland passed away at 88 years old. Actor Donald Sutherland. And so many great films, like almost 200 films. Hawkeye and MASH, the hippie tank guy in Kelly's Heroes, the stone professor in Animal House. I mean, just that little cameo as Mr. X in JFK was the best thing about JFK. The Hunger Games, I mean, go on and on and on. Fantastic actor, could be the good guy, the bad guy, the villain. I read something today, they're like his smile could be charming, his smile could be that of a deviant devil. I mean, he just could do it all, was a fantastic actor. And supposedly a great humanitarian, even better person. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Got a lot coming your way. The city council, I don't even know what it is, seriously. They passed some ordinance with a nonprofit, 5 years to come up with some game plan, create a plan, what to do with the municipal auditorium, like 5 years. The thing's been sitting idle now for almost 20 years. New Orleans is crazy how we let things go so long. We get into adulthood and we forget how quickly childhood, adolescence, teenagers, kids in their 20s, I say kids, young adults in their 20s, how fast life goes by. I realize it slows down as we get older, but that doesn't mean it slows down for all these other people. Geez, I'm just the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. What's wrong with you adults? Electing the Edwin Edwards, Bill Jefferson, Mark Morial, wish he was back as mayor. Edwin Edwards, bring him back as governor. I'm like, really? Bring back the losing team. No, I just don't get how we sell out our next generation and next generation by not, Pontchartrain Beach, been closed for 40 years. I mean, it's insane. Lincoln Beach, been closed for 60 years. People have been born and died, literally. Hell, West End Park, it's 20 years. It's like Municipal Auditorium since 2005, West End Park. And there's no sense of urgency. No one in Jefferson, Orleans to getting together. Let's redevelop this. Any other city would cut off their left arm to have a lakefront area to develop, to bring people to. And in New Orleans and Jefferson, we're just like, I'm tired. Just not worrying about the young generation, the next generation. It's selfish. It really is. It's lazy and selfish. I'll throw in pathetic, too. Municipal Auditorium's been sitting there for 20 years, and the city council passes an ordinance where this nonprofit, they got 5 years to come up with a plan. Jeez and Pete's. How about you hire an outside firm, feed them all the information? Mahalia Jackson Theater's right there. It's in Armstrong Park. It's in the historic Treme neighborhood. Some say the oldest black neighborhood in America. Regardless, historic. There were Mardi Gras balls, historic boxing venue, concerts, temporary casino, brass hockey home. Built in 1929, 1930. Seats anywhere from 8 to 10,000. There's $42 million, $41.7 million that the city has to spend on the municipal auditorium. Problem is that $41.7 million was to redo it in 06, 07. So it's 15, 18 years, almost 20 years later, 18 years later, as far as the money being given to the city by FEMA. You got to put at least a 1 or a 2 in front of that 41.7. Probably a 2. Probably $241 million to redo the municipal auditorium. Like $241 million, not $41 million. $41 million could secure the building properly. Like put a new roof on, new windows and doors, security system, air conditioning and heat, and then it's a shell. It's just gutted, and it's where's the next $100 million to finish the building? That's what they should do with the $41 million. Secure the building. New roof, new facade, put a police substation in there, air conditioned heat, and just gutted. and then figure it out. But this 5-year plan is crazy. Or keep the 41 million, even better, get with some outside firm, give them all the details, and come up with a plan in 6 months. And then implement the plan. Figure out the financing and implement the plan. What do you do with the Municipal Auditorium? What do you do with the Municipal Auditorium, New Orleans? One slight problem with like making it an auditorium again, it's sort of a duplication of the UNO Lakefront Arena in size. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread. You shouldn't play with matches, little boy. William Gilchrist, 45, of Greenville, Mississippi. He was in Kenner, and he's got a truck with lights on it, police lights and a siren. So he decided to pull over a guy. He just flashed the lights and the siren. The guy pulled over, and then he actually just flashed the lights, the blue and red lights, so the guy pulls over, and then he pulls alongside him and then just whoop, and then just drives off like, I'm a cop passing you. Or problem is he pulled over a cop. And the cop's like, that doesn't look like a real policeman. So he goes behind him and hits his red and blue lights on undercover and pulls him over. And it's this poor guy. This is what's crazy about it. The dude's 45 years old. But I experienced something today with a big truck. William Gilchrist of Greenville, 45, was arrested for pulling that. I'm a policeman. I'm a 45-year-old adult man. I have a truck. I'm only going to imagine what the truck is for. Like, the features that it has aren't utilized in real life. You know what I mean? So that's a whole other story, a whole other show. But I'm a 45-year-old adult man, and I'm going to put illegal police lights on my truck and install a siren. I mean, 45, not 4 to 5. My God, it's not believable, but then it is. It is believable. I turn onto a street today in it was probably Holly Grove, I guess, maybe Holly Grove, or maybe it was Pigeon Town. I forget. It was somewhere in Uptown, Carrollton, Riverbend area. And I turn onto the street, and like 4 blocks down is a garbage truck, and they already see like 3 cars backed up behind the garbage truck. So for a minute, I'm like, I'm going to go around, go another street. I'm going to say the hell with it. I'm in no hurry. So I'm like, I drive up, and the garbage truck is going down the middle of the street, and it can't pull left or right because their car's parked. It finally gets to a point where it can pull left or right. The first car that's following the garbage truck is too close, so it's stuck behind it. The second car goes around the left side. The car I'm behind is this big jacked up truck, like a Ford F-250, Ford F-350, just a big badass truck, like $100,000 plus truck, plus all kind of add-ons, probably tens of thousands in add-ons, like anything you could imagine. Jacked up, big old metal bar by the rear window, all kind of stuff. This guy's not passing on the left, like going slow, creeping through the hole. I'm behind him. There's like 3 feet on the left of him, 3 feet on the right of him. Like, grandma could have driven that truck through that hole. But there are a lot of men, and some of them, I don't know, are big, chunky dudes that they're ready to fight, but in 20 seconds, they're going to pass out from just any kind of exertion. And they drive these big old trucks that I don't even know how they climb into them. And they really, sadly, I mean, it's like this 45-year-old guy with the kid lights. They sadly can't operate the truck properly. Don't know how to drive it. Shall I bring up can't put it between the white lines in a parking lot? Like, just aren't capable of putting it between the white lines. Anybody else can. It's not your truck so big it doesn't fit. It's you can't drive your truck properly. And you guys know who you are. You're the ones that park on the white line. You get out, and half the time the white lines are on your tires are on the white line on the left or right because the truck's too big for you. You're not capable of handling it. It's too big of a toy. Too big of a toy. You're like William Gilchrist of Greenville, a 45-year-old adult man. I'm going to put police lights, and I don't know. I kind of think the same thing with the illegal dark tint people. I don't get it. Tint your car up. My car has tinted glass, but there's a legal limit. I don't get, I'm going to black it out. I'm going to make it dark. I mean, okay, might as well take off your license plate, just asking to get pulled over, asking for problems. I just don't get that kind of just overt, blatant sort of, it's not only like disregard, it's not so much like the disregard for the law. It's just like, are you a child? Are you 12? Seriously. Police lights, big old jacked up truck that nothing's ever been in the bed. You've never towed anything. And that's fine. It's America. You can do whatever you want. I like the big jacked up truck. I hear you. Then be like the other people that have the big jacked up truck. They know how to drive it. They know how to drive it. They can go through the hole where the garbage truck is in the street, and there's 3 feet on either side. You can drive an RV through there, a bus, and they don't park with the tires on the white line. No, that's just a crazy phenomenon. Everywhere else in the world, they're just like, why do civilians in America have these industrial trucks? I remember the Hummer and some other like trucks, they qualify for like a farming tax credit because they weigh over like 8,000 pounds. Takes a lot of engine and fuel to move 8,000 pounds. Just ask the corporal. He's fielding phone calls. He knows all about that. 766-9480. 766-9480. I think those what were the tanks we gave to the Ukraine that they got to keep way back because today's war, it's not really working. We gave them what's the M1 Abrams, the M1, I think Google it. It's not Abrams A1. Man, they get 7 miles per gallon. They get 7 gallons per mile. Something like that. It's something crazy. I'm assuming they've got like a 1,000-gallon, 2,000-gallon fuel tank on an Abrams A1. Corporal, I want to know not miles per gallon, the gallons per mile for an Abrams A1. I think that tank does like 70. I think you can do like 7. I want the miles per gallon, which was gallons per mile. I want the top speed, and I want the fuel tank capacity. How about that? I'm putting you to work, Corporal. He likes it. He's giving me a thumbs up. Now, miles per gallon, gallons per mile. I want the fuel tank capacity. I bet it's 1,000 gallons, 1,500 gallons, something crazy. And I think the top speed I want to say is like 70 miles an hour. An Abrams A1, something insane. And it weighs just an absurd amount. All right. Where else do you get this kind of ridiculous nonsense talk? It must be Corey Johnson on the neutral ground. What do we do with the Municipal Auditorium? 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Tomorrow, Michael Heck will join us from Greater New Orleans, Inc. That segment's always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, a true culture of innovation at Latrim, and they want you. They're looking for you. Latrim is looking for you. Not just a job, a career. There's folks that have been at Latrim for decades. For a full listing of positions available, go to Latrim.com. Latrim is spelled Laitram. Laitram, Latrim.com for a full listing of positions available today. A job for you. What you got, Corporal?
So the fuel capacity is 504 gallons.
It's got to be. I mean, I said 1,000, 1,500. And so, I mean, all right, with 504 gallons, I'm guessing the range is, I'm going to guess is about 60 miles because it gets like 6 gallons per mile or something. What is
67 about?
It's the range?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it gets what? How many? What is it?
It is about
to go 1 mile, how many gallons of fuel are burned? It's like 7 gallons.
It's 7.8.
It is?
Just about 7.8, 7.9, yeah.
So it gets about 8. It gets 8. It gets 1 mile per 8 gallons of gas.
And then top speed on road is 45 miles per hour.
45, okay.
And then off road, it's 25.
25. Wow.
And that's the M1A1.
Yeah, the Abrams. So much for 70 miles an hour, Corey. And so much for a 1,000-gallon fuel tank. But I didn't know. I'm just guessing. I wasn't saying that's what it was. Wow. But I knew that it was the gallons per mile. I knew that part. Oh, boy. Alaska Airways, a nonstop New Orleans to Portland. That's nice. 5.5-hour flight, man. It's like going to Europe. New Orleans to Portland, Oregon, nonstop Alaska Airways. Where would you like to see a nonstop flight? Now, you can make it personal, like where you visit, where you like to go, and there isn't a nonstop flight. It can be a little small town or city regionally, or it can be national or even internationally. I don't know why. When I thought about it, I didn't think about myself, and there's nothing wrong with that. I could have easily thought about myself. Man, I'd like a nonstop to Pensacola, Florida. I'd like a nonstop to whatever. I was thinking more of like what benefits the city of New Orleans. I guess just because I'm doing the show, not trying to be like, hey, I always think about the city, not myself. I could have easily thought about myself. So there's no right or wrong answer. It could be like where you personally go. A lot of you folks have that 30A sticker on the back of your car. Wouldn't it be nice to go to like Lakefront Airport and fly to that Panama City Airport and be at 30A in 2 hours round trip instead of 5 and not do all the driving? Or, you think it more like what's beneficial for the city. And I'm like, I got a good list. 766-9480. Holla. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Yeah, you right. Rouse's Markets phone lines 766-9480. 766-9480. What do we do with the Municipal Auditorium? What do we redevelop that building into? 766-9480. Alaska Airlines announces a nonstop New Orleans to Portland. Nonstop. That's good news. Where would you like to see a nonstop flight for New Orleans? Now, it can be like personal, like where you go and you have to take 2 flights to get there and it's aggravating. You wish they had a nonstop. Or it could just be like what's best for the city, like I was viewing it for whatever reason, probably just because of the show. I was thinking like Mexico City, Tokyo, Paris, Dubai, Rio, something like that, where you're really hitting everywhere in the world, where we've got the Western Hemisphere covered. Mexico City's the largest city in the Western Hemisphere. And then like Rio, way, way down in South America, covered. And then Tokyo, where we have a flight nonstop to Asia. That would be fantastic. And then Dubai, where we'd have a nonstop flight to the Middle East. And I threw in Paris for good measure. We already have the London flight, but be nice to have a Paris flight too. Air France back in New Orleans. I don't think it's the FAA approves this anymore. Like British Airways or Air France can't fly from the United States. Like for British Airways, they can't fly from the United States anywhere but Britain. Air France can't fly anywhere from the United States but France. Back in the day, the olden days, New Orleans had a New Orleans to London nonstop. And what New Orleans was, we got a 2-for-1. It was fantastic. But regulations and laws don't allow this anymore. Essentially, it was a Mexico City, London flight. But there was a stop in New Orleans. So it went Mexico City, New Orleans, London, London, New Orleans, Mexico City. So we got to go to Mexico City and New Orleans and London. But also they had a British Airways flight leaving Louis Armstrong International, Moisant back then, that was going to Mexico City. The FAA does not allow that anymore. A British Airways flight leaving New Orleans or any American city can only go back to Britain. But that was a great little connector thing, like a refuel in New Orleans and then on to London or whatever. And we got to, we reaped the benefits of that, getting both a nonstop to Mexico City and a nonstop to London. We got the nonstop to London. Where would you like to see a nonstop flight? Alaska Airlines just announced, or Airways, New Orleans to Portland nonstop. No, I like Pensacola. I like going to the beach in Pensacola. Pensacola has an airport. Lakefront Airport to Pensacola Airport, it'd be like on a little prop plane, it'd be like 50 minutes. On a jet, it would be like 25. Literally. So leave your house, go to Lakefront Airport, get on a plane, fly to Pensacola, get a car at Pensacola Airport or a cab or whatever, rent a car, whatever, friends pick you up, and you're on the beach in 90 minutes instead of 3 hours. Going a little bit farther, Destin, Sandestin, 30A, the ritzy 30A area in between Destin and Panama City. They've got that nice new airport north of that area, kind of northeast, northwest of Panama City. I'm sure folks would love a New Orleans to that airport nonstop. I guarantee you that airport seasonally has nonstops from like Dallas, Houston, Atlanta into that airport. And that also works for little airports like that to get to the big city so folks can get where they need to go. I mean, Baton Rouge would be an example. They've got lots of Houston, Atlanta, Dallas connections. But for the Destin thing, it works both ways. The Dallas, Houston, Atlanta folks are flocking to the beach too. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. I had some Leidenheimer French bread just last night. Fantastic. Piping hot, room temperature butter, that little mini loaf of Leidenheimer. I had to stop myself from knocking out the whole loaf. Literally. It's that good. It's that good. Nothing like that Leidenheimer French bread. You know what's great about Leidenheimer French bread? A lot of folks don't realize this. Get the big old loaf that's 4 feet long. Don't go, oh gosh, I'm not going to eat all of that. Just slice it up. Cut it into 8-inch pieces and stick a few of those in like a Ziploc freezer bag or a freezer container. Stick it in the freezer. A week or two from now, pop it open, throw that frozen loaf of Leidenheimer in the oven, and in about 6 to 8 minutes, it'll be piping hot and fresh like it came out of the Leidenheimer bakery. I'm not kidding you. You think I'm going to tell you this and you're going to do that and go, Corey, I could clearly tell the bread was frozen. It's the opposite. There's no way. I could bring you fresh Leidenheimer, bake it in the oven. I could pull a loaf that I had frozen for a week out the freezer, bake it in the oven. It would be very, very, very difficult for you to tell the difference. Leidenheimer French bread freezes like a champ, like a champ. And that's good to know when you're going on the road, your trip to the beach or whatever. You can bring that Leidenheimer French bread with you. You can make some sloppy po' boys 4, 5, 6, 7 days into your trip. The official French bread of New Orleans, Leidenheimer French bread, Leidenheimer Baking Company. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Carolyn joins us in New Orleans. What up, Carolyn?
I just wondered if you knew how Latrim got its name.
That would be J.M. LePaire's middle name spelled backwards, Marshall.
Oh, you know, A+.
Yay. I used to get lots of C's and D's, so I'll take that A+.
Well, a lot of people don't know, but you knew, and I knew, it's Martial spelled backwards.
Yep. Well, you're saying Martial. That's probably really it. I say Marshall, but he probably pronounced it Martial.
Darling, je parle le bon français.
Exactly.
But I think you know that about me. I sing, I make up songs, I answer too many questions I have to wait 60 days before I answer another question.
That's right. No, 6 months for a Woodhouse Day Spa. 6 months. Got to spread them out, Carolyn.
Well, I really enjoy your program, and I feel that I get the news sooner than I get it elsewhere.
You're a very intuitive person. You maybe you're enlightened more than others.
Well, you know, I was always in the top tier, but that is meaningless. Do you know what caused the power outage in the uptown area, large uptown area.
Yeah, what did
last night?
I read the story. I'm trying to think what caused the power outage in Uptown. I breezed through that story, Carolyn. What happened? What caused the power outage in Uptown? I forgot. I don't remember. I for a minute I was thinking it was like something like a person did something, but I think it was just like tree branch falling on a power line from the rain or something. But I'm not sure, Carolyn.
It could have been. I Googled it. It only lasted 2 hours and 45 minutes.
That's good. That's good. So it affected you a little bit?
Oh, yeah. For some reason, I woke up around 2 a.m. and I keep in my room the TV on all the time.
Gotcha. That's like my brother. He has it on all night.
And I was just watching something, and then everything went out. But, I live hurricane ready all the time, every season. And so I grabbed my flashlight and...
Hey, Carolyn, will you do us a favor?
Of course.
All right, now listen closely, okay? Because I don't want you just standing out in the rain at the end of this thing. If you'll understand what I'm saying.
I will not go out in the rain.
All right, good. I want you to sing Uptown Lady, but I want only about 15 seconds of it, because about 8 to 10 seconds into it, I'm going to fade down the volume, and that's how we're going to end the call this afternoon. Get it?
Well, I'll sing Uptown Lady, a little bit of it, and you use what you want.
I'm going to use about 12 seconds. So after about 12 seconds, you can probably call it a day. But thanks for the phone call, Carolyn. I love you calling. I love the information. You knew Marshall for JM Repair. You're on top of it. How about some Uptown Lady?
Martial.
Yeah, Martial. I'm going to say it that way from now on, not Marshall. How about some Uptown Lady?
Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Uptown lady, walking along the avenue. Is she ever really blue? She's got a good life. Uptown lady, poodle rhinestone around its neck, tells the world to go to heck.
Wow.
She really don't care.
She doesn't care. Yeah, that's a good time to fade it out, Corporal, because aren't the next lines like starving kids in Africa? She doesn't care. Things like that. India kids starving, doesn't care. Oh, boy. Carolyn from Uptown.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you. It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. 766-9480. 766-9480. Hey, I've got a few $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Got a few more questions to add to yesterday's holdover questions. The Superdome's going to be 49 years old in August. Who came up with the Superdome idea? 766-9480. Which governor green-lighted the Superdome idea? 766-9480. The first Super Bowl scheduled for the Louisiana Superdome. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines to dial us up. 766-9480. Hey, if you go through that Mobile tunnel through the traffic and then you get up on that, twin span to the eastern shore of Metro Mobile, Fairhope, what is that, Loxley over there, all of that, Foley. You go across that little causeway, that twin span. It's called the Jubilee Parkway. The Jubilee Parkway from the tunnel to the eastern shore. What is the Mobile, Alabama Jubilee? Like that expressway is named after the Jubilee. What's the Mobile Jubilee? We know they try to compete against us with Mardi Gras. Give me your name and where you're calling from. What's this Jubilee phenomenon? 766-9480. You got the answer? I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse. 766-9480. What do we do with the Municipal Auditorium? Name 2 of the 3 pro sports teams that once called the Municipal Auditorium home. Name 2 of the 3, and I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse. 766-9480. 9480. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Hey, Trey Yen's open in Mandeville, foot of the Causeway Bridge. Trey Yen in Mandeville. My God, is Trey Yen good? If you go with 4 or more people, order the honey pecan shrimp entree as an appetizer. It's about a dozen or 15 plump, local, fresh shrimp with these glazed pecans, this sauce. It's just incredible. And I love it as an appetizer when I go with a group. I like going with like 6 or 8 people. You sit at they have a couple of tables with that little spinning table in the middle. What do they call that? A lazy Susan or something. You got all your stuff there. You can just twist it around and get other things. Oh, I'm going to have some pork. I'm going to have some chicken wings. I'm going to have some shrimp. I'm going to have some crawfish. I'm going to have some speckled trout. It's just fantastic. Trey Yen at the foot of the Causeway in Mandeville, like 25 minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center. Trey Yen, 766-9480. 766-9480. We're heading to New Orleans East. Earl the Pearl joins us. Uh-oh. Earl with the telephone problems.
That's right.
What up, Earl?
Okay, was it Dave Dixon? That's Superdome?
I said, what's up, Earl? You're supposed to reply back, oh, not much. How you doing, Corey?
I'm doing okay for the old man.
All right. What's going on in the East, Earl?
Well, it has been raining off and on, but it's pretty steady right now.
There you go. Why you say you're an old man, Earl? You don't sound old.
Well, I'm only 89 years old, looking at 90 in September.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
You sound like you're 50.
Well, I feel it, but until I get up.
Until you get up. I hear you. Hey, are you mentally and physically pretty intact? Well, I can tell you're mentally intact. You're physically intact? Like you said getting up, but you can walk around pretty good? You can move pretty good?
Sufficient. I bathe myself. I drive. I clean my room and dust and do certain things.
Still drive.
Stop cutting the grass, though.
Stop. Yeah, you don't need to be cutting the grass. I don't cut my own grass. I don't want to mess with that. At 89 years old, you don't need to be cutting the grass. That's amazing, Earl. And still driving. Yeah, my mom's 93. She still drives.
Let me turn the radio off because I'm getting the feedback.
Yeah, you're getting the feedback. 89-year-old Earl. He knows the terms. There it is right there. Earl.
Okay.
May have to get you and my mom together. She's 93 and she can drive, Earl. She stopped cutting the grass when I was a kid. My mom used to edge. I think that my mom edged. My dad pushed the mower. My mom edged. That was when I was like 4. And then all of a sudden my older brothers took over and then I took over and that was that. All right, Earl, I know why you're calling. Who came up with the Superdome idea?
Yeah, Dave Dixon.
Well, how do you know that?
Well, being 89 years old, I've been around a while.
Hey, I love the answer. Experience and knowledge. Earl, you are correct. Yeah, you right.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Who's going to get that $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate, Earl? You got a lady in your life?
Do I have what,
a lady in your life?
Oh, yeah, my wife.
Oh, good. She can go to the Woodhouse, or your daughter, or, whoever you like.
Oh, well, I have a daughter and a wife.
Awesome, Earl. One of them's going to the Woodhouse, I'm thinking. Hey, Earl, hang on a second. Feedback. Don't go anywhere. Earl, hang on in New Orleans East. Jason's going to get some info from you. We're going to tighten you up. You are correct. 89-year-old Earl, Corporal. Are you kidding me? Thank you, Earl. Yes, sir. Earl should give us his last name. I should call him Mr. whatever his last name is. 89 years old. What's that, Blue Boy? Mr. Earl in New Orleans East. 5 o'clock powwow is next. Don't go anywhere, New Orleans.
or On the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see. What about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became number one for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all of the time.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
Hi, I'm Martha Quinn. This is MTV. What is it, Martha Quinn and JJ Jackson or something like that? Who's the other guy? Black curly haired guy. Oh, MTV. I used to watch MTV. It was like revolutionary. Now MTV's like Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, Newsmax. MTV, music television, it's Jersey Shore. They realize Jersey Shore has much bigger ratings than playing music videos. And MSNBC and CNN and Fox News, Newsmax, they realize that political talk, opinionated political talk, a lot of it not based on facts, just heavy opinions, how we want it to be, how we hope it is, not how it really is. That gets much bigger ratings than just news. You know, a train derailed in so-and-so and someone got killed in their SUV on the train tracks. You know, the rain level in California is low. I mean, people don't care about the news anymore. They want, you know, Snooki and the situation. And they want hardcore left and hardcore right political talk. That's what they want. They want how they think. The hardcore left and the hardcore right want to be placated, appeased, want to be patted on the back, want to be reassured about their way of thinking. And if you tune in, the extreme right or the extreme left, forget about extreme, these political news networks that are pretending to be news outlets, but it's political talk. Go for it, you know, if you think that's news. Hey, Baton Rouge, Helm Paint and Supply has invaded the capital city. 4 Metro Baton Rouge locations, Benjamin Moore Paint, free 2-hour delivery. All they do is paint, no washer and dryers, no tires, no food. Helm Paint and Decorating, 4 Baton Rouge locations, Highland Road, Perkins Road, Jones Creek Road, Choctaw. 4 Baton Rouge locations, free 2-hour delivery, Benjamin Moore Paint. Just like New Orleans, 55 plus years in the Crescent City, East Bank, West Bank, North Shore, 7 Metro New Orleans locations, Benjamin Moore Paint, free 2-hour delivery. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, when you got to paint in Metro Baton Rouge, do it once, do it right. They'll steer you in the right direction. Helm Paint and Decorating now in Baton Rouge. Yeah, you right. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. What do we do with the Municipal Auditorium? The New Orleans City Council passed some ordinance. They're getting together with a nonprofit, some 5 years to create a plan. What kind of ordinance is that? The Municipal Auditorium has been sitting idle for nearly 20 years. How about a 5-month plan? How about a 5-month time period to create a plan? How about, no offense to the local nonprofit, how about hiring a national group, giving them all the pertinent information? This is the Municipal Auditorium in New Orleans. It was built in 1930. It seats anywhere from about 7,500 to 10,000. Right next door is the state-of-the-art Mahalia Jackson Theater, built in the early 70s, but redone in 2007. to the tune of about $30 million. It's in the Treme neighborhood, Congo Square, the historic significance of that, Armstrong Park, right across the street from the French Quarter, home of former Mardi Gras balls and historic boxing events and great concerts, even a temporary casino before the major casino was built for Harrah's, even a hockey venue for the then New Orleans Brass. Let them know all this and let them come up with a plan. Hey, guys, by the way, here are the other facilities in town. We mentioned Mahalia Jackson. That seats about 2,100. It's not a competitor. UNO Lakefront Arena, they seat about 10,000. So, and it's modern and it's newer and it was redone about 15 years ago to the tune of tens of millions of dollars. So we don't need a 10,000 seat kind of arena to compete when we got UNO. We need something different, maybe. What do you guys think? And let some professional firm that does this for a living, that has a track record of, showing municipalities, cities how to reinvest in some old historic building, and it's a profit maker. It works for the city. It's a good, it worked out well. It's a positive. What do we do with the Municipal Auditorium? 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Actor Donald Sutherland has died, 88 years old. Hawkeye and MASH, the hippie tank commander in Kelly's Heroes, the stone professor in Animal House, Mr. X and JFK, the Hunger Games. I can go on and on, like 170, 80, 90 films. Just a great actor. And everybody says even a better person. Just a real good person, great humanitarian. Alaska Airlines has announced a nonstop New Orleans to Portland. New Orleans to Portland. Where would you like to see a nonstop flight from New Orleans? It can be something personal, local. My so-and-so relatives lives in Lexington. I'd love a nonstop there. We go to the beach in Florida. Love a nonstop to Destin. Boy, I know Baton Rouge is only an hour away, but if I could jump on a plane and fly there for a Tiger game, I'd do it. Whatever you think. Or something international. I was thinking more like what would benefit New Orleans. Mexico City, Tokyo, Paris, Dubai, Rio. Yeah, I'm dreaming. And I know it's not Fantasy Friday, but I'm just asking the question, where would you like to see nonstop flights? No, we hit Mexico City. That's largest city in the Western Hemisphere population-wise. I mean, Houston has about, 65 flights a week, about 9 a day to Mexico City, like 9 a day. I just want one. How about like New Orleans to Tokyo, something crazy like that. New Orleans to Tokyo nonstop. New Orleans to Asia nonstop. That would be tremendous. New Orleans to Dubai nonstop. Middle East nonstop flight. And then throwing in Paris because it's our sister city. We know we have the London nonstop to Europe. And then Rio, way down in South America, Brazil, New Orleans to Brazil, nonstop. Where would you like to see a nonstop flight coming out of Louis Armstrong? 766-9480, 766-9480. Got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Who came up with the Superdome idea? Mr. Earl in the East nailed it. Dave Dixon. The father of the Dome, the USFL, World Team Tennis, the Saints. An underappreciated civil rights leader in this town. Hey, which governor green lighted the Superdome? 766-9480. You got the answer? I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse. First Super Bowl scheduled at the Superdome. First Super Bowl scheduled at the Superdome. 766-9480. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines. What is the Mobile, Alabama Jubilee? They have the Jubilee Parkway, that twin span that goes from the Mobile Tunnel, I-10 to the eastern shore of Mobile. They call that the Jubilee Parkway. What is Mobile, Alabama's Jubilee? Give me the answer to that. I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa, you outdoorsman, hint, hint. Name 2 of the 3 pro sports teams that called the Municipal Auditorium here in New Orleans home at one time. Name 2 of the 3 pro sports teams that called the Municipal Auditorium home. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Hey, why aren't you at Katie's right now? You should be at Katie's checking out the program on Cox Channel 4 on the big flat screen at Katie's. Checking out Premier League soccer, checking out whatever you want on the big screens, or not checking out anything on the big screens, and taking advantage of those New Orleans specialties. Old school. From po' boys to pizzas, seafood platters, all kind of chef-driven creations that Scott Craig came up with. Big portions, great for sharing. A true taste of New Orleans as it gets. Katie's in Mid-City, Iberville, corner Talamacus. Couple of blocks behind Angelo Bracata's ice cream joint on Carrollton. Why aren't you at Katie's in Mid-City right now? Corey Johnson with you. A Thursday afternoon in the metro area, 5 o'clock powwow. Don't go anywhere, New Orleans.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLA.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLA.com, your cool spot.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com. Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's.
It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford. That's right, that legendary Ford truck dealership on Jefferson Highway for over 80 years. They were at the location where the Lowe's is, if you remember, believe it or not, right at the parish line. Barely in Jefferson Parish, where that Lowe's store is today, that was the original Crescent City Ford truck dealership. About 15 years ago, they moved down Jefferson Highway, way down, all the way past Horde, right before the curve in Harahan in Elmwood, and built a brand new state-of-the-art truck facility for Ford. Ronnie Lamarck has gone in there, invested a lot of money in that pretty brand new facility, and now it's Lamarck Crescent City Ford. So he's got you covered out by the lake in Kenner with the Lamarck Automotive Complex, Lamarck Ford, Lamarck Lincoln, and now the legendary Ford truck dealership under the Lamarck umbrella. Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. This guy helps us out because we look the other way. We don't want to deal with it. And it's really like an ethics, morals, integrity topic. And a lot of Louisiana folks just look the other way. We don't want to deal with it. We love this 10 Commandments thing, but I don't think we're obeying it when we neglect animals in our state. Or worse, allow cockfighting, dog fighting to still exist in our state. What does the 10 Commandments mean when that's going on in God's eye? Can't be too happy about that. Jeff Dorson is with us. He's with the Humane Society of Louisiana. He came down from Indiana about 35 years ago, planned on spending a few weeks down here to help us out. He's never left. How you doing, Jeff? It's 35 years later. Your mom says playtime's over. It's time to come home.
Yeah, if only.
Yep.
I could if people would behave and be kind and nice and considerate and compassionate, but looks like I have built-in job security that I actually don't really want.
No.
I just wish people would do better, and they just can't step up very often.
I can relate to the job security with the political and crazy news cycle going on in New Orleans. Yeah, it keeps me employed. Yeah, I wish it was as lighthearted as, hey, can Jeff come out and play? Jeff, go return home. It isn't playtime. It's the opposite. Just go to the Facebook page of the Humane Society of Louisiana. You'll see what I'm talking about. Crazy stuff like people throwing live animals in the garbage can and Jeff and his crew coming in there and saving them. Dog on the side of the road left for dead. Jeff and his crew coming in there and saving them. Emaciated horse about to die. Jeff and his crew go in there and save them. This is every day, every week, every month, all the time in broken Louisiana, sadly. And the Humane Society is who steps up. What's the latest and greatest, Jeff? Because the email I got, honestly, I'm having a little trouble understanding it. Someone breaks into someone's house, steals their French bulldog, texts the owner of the house, "I've got your dog and you're not getting it back." Fill me in.
All true. Taunting. Yes, all true. And they know who they are. They have a warrant out for a young woman and her brother.
An arrest warrant?
a warrant and they can't find them. So it's now day 7. It happened on the 13th.
Jeez.
And so we're offering a $700, no questions asked return of the dog. We don't know what else to do. The owner is absolutely beside herself, as you and I would be. And we just wanted to have a better, happy ending that we don't know what else to do. The police have other stuff. They're looking. They can't find them. Come on now.
I don't understand how the people that broke into the house, stole the dog, have the phone number of the homeowner. Well, how do they know each other?
They knew each other. They know each other.
They know each
it's
other.
Really strange.
And the person that got her dog stolen can't figure out where these people are located.
Well, that's the story. I've been on the phone with her for the last day and a half. She's heartbroken. She's filed multiple police reports. They've come out. They know where they live, but they can't find them at home. It's just kind of strange. You can be evasive for only so long. We're hoping their luck runs out.
No, and the dog's name's what? Bricks?
Correct.
Yeah, hopefully Bricks is fine, and Bricks comes, these two idiots, this young man and woman, don't do something stupid. But breaking and entering and stealing the dog, it's just inevitable. They're going to get caught, and ideally they do some jail time for this ridiculousness.
Multiple felonies. There were people at home when they broke in. They wrestled with them. Could have been really scary.
Yep.
These are young people in their 20s, it looks like, from the footage. They have a surveillance camera of them running with the dog and then picking it up and running away.
Hey, here comes...
very sad.
Here comes the jerk Corey. Hey, everybody, it's called empathy. Do you own an animal? Pretend it got taken away. That's what this lady's dealing with.
Exactly. Good point.
Yeah. No, it sucks. Sometimes it's hard for people to put themselves in other people's shoes. It's painful. You start thinking about it. It's hard, It's hard to do, but I think it's necessary. It's part of being a human being.
It is. And it can be a motivating factor rather than something that stops you. Take some action.
Yep.
Go with your feelings. Donate, volunteer, get involved, help solve a crime. That's the joy of this stuff. I saw a beautiful video. This poor, beautiful heron had a plastic jar on its beak for weeks, could barely eat. And they just spent all afternoon, and finally they got it, and they showed them clipping it off with scissors. Talk about a beautiful moment when that bird has been suffering for weeks. So it's a good feeling, guys. Join us. Donate. Step in. Step up. It doesn't matter what you do. You'll still make a difference. Well, take your pick. Voiles Parish is always on our radar. The police jurors think it's okay to have everyday people perform government duties. They won't spend a penny on animal control on a facility. They won't subsidize anything. That's a look the other way attitude. And it's very, very upsetting. And when you talk to them on the phone, it just doesn't register. So we have these wonderful ladies, that's mainly our demographics, doing all the grunt work, all the difficult work, all the heartbreaking work out of their own pockets or raising a little bit of money when they can. We need to turn this around. It's a government function and duty. They need to figure it out, not a group of well-intentioned women in their spare time.
No, you're right. Hopefully you guys have better success with the legislature next year. I know every session you learn more. Yep. Every session's a major disappointment, You come up with great solutions too, like use the jails. We've got a bunch of, prisons in Louisiana. My God, use them for the animal shelter. And then the prisoners get to take care of the animals and calms them down. And it's a win-win for everybody. Just a brilliant idea and no traction, whatever.
Yeah. And who's going to break into a prison to steal some pit bulls?
Yeah.
Not going to happen. So you're right. And I'll keep working at it. Just join us.
Yep.
If you have contact with the governor, he won't address this issue. I don't know why. We've had multiple people reach out to him by text, phone, email, letters, and not a peep, which is really disappointing.
Yep.
We know he's He can be a sharp guy when he wants to be.
Yep. I don't know how you get Governor Jeff Landry interested in helping out animals, because it's got to be something that helps him politically.
I haven't hit the right button because he won't respond, and I've been writing to him ever since he was elected.
Yep.
Can't get an answer.
Yep. This isn't a big popular item, It's just real and it's necessary to get corrected, but it doesn't have a lot of sizzle and it doesn't get votes, which is sad and pathetic. Anything else, Jeff?
Well, that's plenty, but so that's where we are. We get calls from all over, Union Parish, Bienville, Franklin. People don't understand this. We've got a lot of parishes without services. St. James, we get a lot of calls. So let's just keep doing what we're doing and expand and improve.
If you'd like to donate time, money, humanela.org. Please donate right now. Easy to do. humanela.org. Until next Thursday, Jeff.
Awesome as always.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Corey.
That's Jeff Dorson doing the tough work. We got the easy thing. I almost feel guilty. Wait, I just pull out my credit card or ATM card and pop them $50 or $100, and then my hands are clean of this, and I don't have to deal with it. That's we got the easy way out, people. But doing nothing, you're not part of the solution. You're part of the problem. You're just like the legislature, the politicians, not doing anything proactive to help out this terrible animal situation we have in Louisiana. You heard Jeff driving these rural parishes, animals all over the place, side of the road, highways. There's no one to call to pick them up. People dump animals off in the woods, tie them to a tree, put them in a crate and leave them in the crate in the woods, dump them in garbage cans off bridges. People are crazy. No, we need shelters. We need stricter law. We need the laws enforced. No cockfighting, no dog fighting. It's just crazy in Louisiana. HumaneLA.org is the website. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. A lot going on. The city council today passed some ordinance. They're getting with a nonprofit 5 years to come up with a plan for the Municipal Auditorium. I'm like, 5 years? Municipal Auditorium's been sitting vacant, vandalized. Folks going in there, setting little fires. Lucky the whole building hasn't burned down. Seriously. Homeless folks in and out of there, encampments, theft of copper and electrical wiring and all of that. Just the building's like gutted by vandals. So the Municipal Auditorium's been sitting there for nearly 20 years. 20 years. And the city council passes some silly ordinance where they get with a nonprofit, a local nonprofit, and they're going to figure out some master plan for the Municipal Auditorium over the next 5 years. How about this, city council? Hire an outside firm from around the country. Tell them exactly what you're looking for. How do we reimagine this Municipal Auditorium and fill them in on all the details? Built in 1929, 1930, seats around 8,000 to 10,000. Former home to Mardi Gras balls and historic boxing fights, concerts. It was a temporary casino for Harris before they went to their permanent spot. It was the Brass's home. Hockey, professional hockey for a little while. It sits in Armstrong Park, which is in the historic Treme neighborhood. Some say the oldest black neighborhood in America. It's in Congo Square, right next door to Congo Square. There's the Mahalia Jackson Theater that can complement whatever you guys are doing. A state-of-the-art theater that was built in the early 70s, but redone about 15 years ago to the tune of $30 million. And it's state-of-the-art and it's nice. Seats about 2,100. Different venue totally. What do we do with the Municipal Auditorium? And let them bang that around and come up with some different ideas. Some company with a resume of going into other cities in America and reimagining historic buildings and coming up with something that works for the city, that makes money for the city, that makes that area better. What do we do with the Municipal Auditorium? back in 06, 07, FEMA money, about $41.7 million awarded to the city. The city still has that $41.7 million, and they've poured not a nickel of it into the Municipal Auditorium. The problem, the $41.7 million was a 2006-2007 figure to get the building redone. It's nearly 20 years later. You got to add at least a 1, and I would think a 2 in front of that $41.7 million, like $241.7 million to redo the Municipal Auditorium, right? Literally. No, this city ordinance, getting the local nonprofit, this isn't what they do. And a 5-year time period to come up with a plan? I mean, what planet is the city council on? Half those members won't be on the council. The mayor won't be the mayor in 5 years. The thing's been sitting vacant for 20. Let's go, city council. Let's go. My God. Just worthless resolution. Worthless. Get with an outside company, and not 5 years, 5 months, they come up with a plan. And you even get with the company, how would we finance it? Come up with creative ways we can finance it. We got $41.7 million to put into it. How do we come up with the other $200 million? What are you guys thinking? Are we adding any, building next to it, connecting something to it to make it more viable? I don't think this local nonprofit has any idea this isn't in their ballpark. Corey Johnson with you. What to do with the Municipal Auditorium? Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480, 766-9480. I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Which governor green-lighted the Superdome? What was the first Super Bowl scheduled for the Superdome? What is Mobile, Alabama's Jubilee? And name 2 of 3 pro sports teams that called New Orleans Municipal Auditorium home. You got answers to any of those 4 questions? I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480, 766-9480. Lebanon's Cafe, as good as it gets. Some of the finest Middle Eastern food in the metro area. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. So that's easy for uptown folks, mid-city. You folks in Old Jefferson, Old Metairie, however long it takes you to get to Causeway and River Road, add about 4 minutes to the time, and that's how long it takes to get to Lebanon's from where you are. About 4 minutes from where Causeway hits River Road. So you Old Jefferson, Old Metairie folks, Lebanon's Cafe is convenient for you. And there might be some other Middle Eastern joints closer to where you live, but they're nowhere nearly as good. And Lebanon's is right there, 4 minutes from Causeway and River Road. Right down River Road, cross the train tracks, Oak Street to Carrollton, hook a left on Carrollton, 3 blocks down on your left. You'll see the big green awning, Lebanon's Cafe. Actor Donald Sutherland has died, 88 years old, about 200 films. Just a brilliant actor, one of the best. Could do anything, beloved, hated, villain, hero, everything. The guy was a master at his craft. From like Hawkeye Pierce in the MASH movie to the hippie tank commander in Kelly's Heroes to the stone professor in Animal House. He was brilliant. The JFK movie is like a farce. It's like Oliver Stone Fantasyland. It's like 50% facts, 50% just made up. To fill the gaps, he brought in a great actor, Donald Sutherland, to play Mr. X in JFK. You remember that role when Costner, thinking of the DA, I'm forgetting his name in New Orleans, sadly. The DA, the Kevin Costner role, Jim Garrison goes to D.C. to meet Mr. X. and it's Donald Sutherland bringing 30 things together in this movie. Like without Donald Sutherland, JFK is a joke. It's still a joke, but with Sutherland, at least they bring all these things together. And he did it in a masterful way. That cameo in JFK is the best part of JFK. Donald Sutherland's cameo with this worried, nervous Kevin Costner as Jim Garrison. Just great. You know, you have like weak movies, bad movies, and they need like right away in the beginning. It'll be like some, you know, Claude Van Damme, or who's the big meathead guy who was the sheriff in Jefferson? You know, the karate guy in Japan, was the Jefferson Parish sheriff. Steven Seagal. These Steven Seagal movies, like 2 minutes in, like his buddy from the war sees him. And then it's just, dude, you were a Navy SEAL, an Army Ranger, and a Green Beret. You then went on as a mercenary. It's like the whole resume in like 2 minutes, you know? You were a chopper pilot, and then you swam the English Channel, and you ran the marathon in less than 2 hours. Damn it, Bill, what are you doing? Like, instead of like a normal movie shows that over like 30 minutes, creates the character. In like a Seagal movie, it's like some guy saying it in 10 seconds to put all this craziness together instead of like some well-scripted movie. I'm not saying JFK wasn't well-scripted, but it's a lot of Oliver Stone fantasy on the assassination. And to bring all these loose strings together, he creates this Mr. X that's supposedly, it's a collaboration of 5 or 6 people. If the 5 or 6 people were real, they would have done the 5 or 6 people. So it's this Donald Sutherland character, and they just comes up with all kind of stuff that, how did the newspaper have it when I was in Antarctica? And I'm the head guy that's supposed to be protecting Kennedy, and they send me to Antarctica. Just all this stuff. You don't know any of it real or not. But Sutherland, because he's so damn good, and Costner's so damn good, and Oliver Stone can direct movies, even if it's fantasy. Sutherland's Mr. X just strung the movie together like nobody else could. The Hunger Games. I mean, it's endless with Donald Sutherland. And Kiefer Sutherland's a pretty damn good actor, too. He's not bad. He's not his dad. You know, who is? Corporal, it's tough to live up to who your dad is, isn't it? You know, you run your own path. You're not trying to be Luke. Yeah, Forget it. Yeah, I always say, my old man's like an F-16 pilot, like your dad, like an astronaut. That ain't me. Ironically, the corporal might go to flight school, though, so not a good application here. For me. That's kind of ironical, isn't it? Good stuff.
A little bit.
Yeah. Corey Johnson with you. The corporal's fielding your phone calls, 766-9480. Yeah, what to do with the Municipal Auditorium. And Alaska Airlines has a New Orleans to Portland nonstop. Thumbs up. I'll take anything we can get for the city. Where would you like to see a nonstop? There's no wrong answer. You can answer personally. I might have answered it personally, except I host this show, and I guess I gravitated towards what would be best for the city. Not necessarily where I'd want to go, but you might have parents in another state. You got to, my sister lives in Charlottesville, Virginia. My mom or me or whoever, we go to like Richmond or Charlotte or Atlanta, and then we have to, it's no nonstop to Charlotte. I guess I'd love to see that. Make it easier to go see my sister. So it can be realistic, unrealistic. Like, dude, there's not going to be a nonstop from New Orleans to Charlotte, and enough people. Whatever you like. Or you could be like how I was originally thinking. I was like, what's best for the city? My answers are Mexico City, Tokyo, Paris, Dubai, Rio. Hitting Mexico City, the largest city in the Western Hemisphere, going down to Rio, getting this past Central America to South America, Dubai, Middle East, Tokyo, Asia, and Paris, a second European flight. What the hell? That's our mother. New Orleans' mom is Paris. Thursday afternoon edition of the program, 5 o'clock powwow. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Today is the official first day of summer on the calendar, We laugh at that because we're like, what do you mean? We're 6, 7, 8 weeks into summer in New Orleans. It isn't like I said, my sister lives in Charlottesville. They literally get 4 seasons. She's about 2 hours outside of D.C. It's like Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Southern Ohio. These states get 90 days of winter, 90 days of summer, 90 days of fall, and 90 days of spring. They get 4 seasons, and it's like 90 days each, like 3 months each. We get about 6 months of summer and 6 months of non-summer. So our summer started like, late April, early May, and it goes to October. There's no 100 days of summer, 3 months. June 21st. It's comical, June 20th. For us, it's comical. June 20th, April 20th, And 3 months? No, 6. So summer for the rest of the country starts about 2 months late compared to us, and it ends about a month early. They're like, yay, fall. We're like, we're in September sweating like crazy. September's like right now. September's like June. Literally. May at best. September is May at best. October's kind of like April. Anyway, it's hot out there. If your air conditioning isn't working right, you want it fixed yesterday. You want people that are honest, that you can trust. You want people that are experts at what they do. And you want people that are going to show up immediately yesterday. That's River City's Total Maintenance. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys. Come when you need them. That means right now. Honesty and excellent service is what drives these guys. If you need air conditioning help, I've been going to these guys for 20 years. They're the best. I love Lucas and those guys because I know I'm not getting ripped off, and they're experts. They diagnose it right immediately, and they come immediately and fix your problem. Your AC not working right, or worse, not working at all. Easy to find, NOLAAC.com. If you ever need air conditioning help, NOLAAC.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is Woodhouse Day Spa, and now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. Whatever the city's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, the cool spots.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Thursday afternoon edition of the program, 5 o'clock powwow. Thanks so much for joining us. Corey Johnson with you. Oh, wow. I'm not going to get into details where I was, but I'm with a group of people, and there's a bunch of women that are younger than I am, like say in their 30s. Some are in their 20s, mid-20s, like I'm older than their parents. And most of these women and I get along great. I get along great with all of them. And we interact and laugh and joke. A lot of them are married with kids. One of the young girls said to me after a few times talking, "Do you still work?" And I didn't ask her, what do you mean, do I still work? I just answered the question. I was like, yeah, I still work. I do radio and television. But she was implying, are you retired? Age-wise, not, I can tell you have a lot of money because I don't have a lot of money. She thought I'm 65 and it's retirement time. Another woman said, we were talking about a mutual person we knew. That was 70-something. He died. Was he one of your contemporaries? I'm like, man, what's the problem? This little gray on the side? What's wrong with you people? Snap out of it. It's like what Travers Mackle said once. He's like, yeah, Corey, you're 50, whatever. Geez, dude, you look 30-something. You act 20-something. And you're something else in your teens or whatever. I was like, wow. Thank you. Anyway. I'm not sitting here and trying to get anyone to call and go, Corey, you look this age, but 75, or are you retired? Do you still work? I'm like, hey, what planet? Where's this stuff coming from? Yes, I still work. I have a job called a mortgage and a car note and groceries and energy bill and things like that. They require payment. And no, the 70-something-year-old dude isn't my contemporary. Jeez and Pete's. Wow. Anyway, thank you, ladies. That was a confidence booster. Yeah, I don't care. It was just fun. I found it funny. I told other folks kind of like in the group the story, and they laughed. And then someone like, oh, you look so much younger. I'm like, I'm not looking for that. I just thought it's funny. I'm pretty secure with what's going on. Anyway, do you still work? Is the grandpa guy one of your contemporaries? Oh, hey, 84 years. That's Young's Dry Cleaning since 1940. 84 years of excellence. Literally a New Orleans institution, the best in the business. If you want to experience the best dry cleaner, youngsdrycleaning.com. Tired of your dry cleaner? Want to experience the best? youngsdrycleaning.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
At Helm Paint, we go the extra mile with free delivery anywhere in the metro area. In the middle of a job and short on paint? Call us and we'll come to you.
Short on time? Call in your order and pick it up in the drive-thru at our Earhart Boulevard location.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com. Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
What's that? Papa Grows Funk? Wow. I can hear John Grow on that Hammond organ, Corporal. That pipey sounding organ. The old Hammond. Yeah, John Grow can play. Just one of the many musicians in this town. John Grow, major influence, Art Neville. I mean, that's as cool as it gets. Just the tradition that gets passed down. And John Grow's such a humble guy and so knowledgeable on New Orleans and music. I love that trio. It'll be like John Grow on keyboard, Jun Yamagichi on guitar, and your boy on drums. Boy, I'm going blank. One of the best drummers anywhere. Oh, boy. Blue Boy, it's pressure. Just a few seconds left. Not Torkanowski. Who's the drummer? Torkanowski's the piano player from Astro Project. Time's running out. 3, 2, 1. Keep the mic up.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Fox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.